Dear friends, as you all know that the Supreme Court of India had issued 11 guidelines to be followed by the police as a mandatory one in all cases of arrest and detention as laid down in D.K. Basu versus Government of West Bengal, such as information about the arrest and detention, arrest memo, so on so forth. To be more precisely, the Constitution of India under Article 21, it clearly states that it has clearly laid down protection against arbitrary arrest and detention in certain cases, but the police personnel all over the country doesn't care about all the constitutional requirements and Supreme Court guidelines to be followed mandatorily throughout the country by following due process of law. This is one part of the story. The story of this video is this. One journalist by name Aruf Chatterjee, working as News 11 Bharat, was arrested by Dhanbad police without following any procedures as laid down by law as discussed above. The allegation made by the Dhanbad police related to a story against corruption under the title Hires Shut Up the Mouth of One of Pillars of Democracy, and the Jharkhand High Court has granted bail to the journalist on citing the D.K. Basu versus Government of West Bengal guidelines were violated, and gone to the extent of stating that if the directions are not followed, then the disciplinary proceedings, that is contempt proceedings against the erring police officers, would be initiated without any doubt. This was the very wordings of the Jharkhand High Court and granted bail to a journalist. This was challenged by the government of Jharkhand and made an appeal in the Supreme Court of India. The Supreme Court of India today, a bench of Justices D.Y. Chandrasud and Yema Kohli dismissed the appeal made by the Jharkhand government, and the appeal was rejected, and the Supreme Court of India today has upheld the verdict given by the single judge of the High Court of Jharkhand. That is, High Court, the judges have quoted that High Court, complete lawlessness was the High Court complete lawlessness. What was the need to enter the bedroom at midnight? This is not the way to treat a journalist. This was the very wording used by the Justice of the Supreme Court of India on the appeal made by the Jharkhand government was rejected, and upheld the orders of the High Court of Jharkhand and upheld the rights of the accused persons on detention and granted bail to the petitioner. This was the welcome verdict given by the Supreme Court of India in the recent past, and we, the citizens of India, are having high hope on the Indian judiciary as a beacon of light in this background. I shall finish that the freedom of speech and right which has been held in the Constitution of India was upheld by the Supreme Court of India on many occasions, and in the recent past, Justice Chandrasud bench has delivered the judgment in favor of freedom of speech and detention, the freedom of speech and expression, and also the liberty of the accused persons in this Indian context to a greater relief. This is the message of this video. Thank you so much.